sure I can get there.
Yeah.
Because remember last week it wouldn't connect.
Right. Well, I was gonna say last week the stream wouldn't start. Did we figure out what that was, or was it just YouTube decided to have a bad day?
Man, that's a big delay. I'm not even up there yet. There I am.
Hello, Patriot Nation. Welcome to Baumhauer's. The Hillcrest Huddle. Great crowd here tonight. Hope you can hear way over on the other side of the restaurant. Don't know that you can, but maybe you can. All right, here we go. Getting ready for Hillcrest Huddle to begin in 2 minutes. T-minus 2 minutes and counting.
Just so you know, you're on camera.
Hey, Wyatt, I don't hear anything. I don't hear the station. I can hear me.
It's because we're running Fox. So it should hear it. We're running Fox, and it doesn't come through on that. Leave it in, and we'll go talk about it.
And I need to have aux on too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, because I can hear me through this, yeah. Hello and welcome to the Hillcrest Huddle. Brent Jones, as the man said, with you right here live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill. And oh my goodness, it is another packed house tonight. Folks, Patriot Nation, you got to get here early to get a table, it's looking like, because not only are there so many from the Patriot Nation showing up here tonight, Baumhauer's is just a very popular restaurant, and lots of people eat here on Tuesday nights too. So you got to make sure you make plans to get here early to be sure you get a seat here at Baumhauer's for the Hillcrest Huddle. We got a great show coming up for you tonight. Of course, head coach Jamie Mitchell will stop by to recap the big win over the Tuscaloosa County Wildcats this past Friday night. And we will also chat with our players of the week, Jordan Shambly on offense, Dylan Banks on defense, and Gunnar Webb with the special team honors. Our position spotlight shifts to the Trench Monsters, the defensive line, featuring D-line coach Rodney McKinney alongside Jeremiah Beverly, the Alabama commit, and Amari Lewis. Plus, we'll have a special visit from the girls basketball team. Their head coach, Jessica McBrayer, and a couple of her players, Jakayla White and J.J. Davis-Hines. What a great basketball program here at Hillcrest. Those girls bring us every single year. All right, also on the show tonight, we'll break down the TCHS game. We'll highlight where you can watch the Patriots live throughout this season. And we'll give a shout out to our sponsors who keep this show and our broadcast running every week. Stick around because the Hillcrest Huddle starts now when we return with Coach Jamie Mitchell right after this. This is the Hillcrest Huddle on Tide 100.9 FM. Can you hear me? You hear me? Oh. Can you hear me now? Still can't hear me? Still can't?
Test 1, 2.
I can hear you.
You can? I take that back and hear you.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
Good.
All right. I was like,
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Good. Good.
All right, welcome back to the Hillcrest Huddle. Brent Jones broadcasting live from simply the greatest sports restaurant around, Baumhauer's Victory Grill. If you're watching on YouTube, you see here, or if you're at the restaurant, you see here that Coach Mitchell has joined me here at the table. But before we jump in with Coach Mitchell and talk to him, I want to remind you of just a couple of things. Don't forget, the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network comes your way on YouTube Live and the NFHS Network every Friday night. As a matter of fact, if you can't go to the game, be sure you check us out on YouTube or on the NFHS Network. And even if you do go to the game, as many of you did this past Friday night in the big shellacking of Tuscaloosa County High School, you can go back to YouTube and relive the glory, relive the big win over the Cats. Do that because it's well worth your while to keep that feeling going, keep that celebration going. Also, I want to take a moment here to thank our sponsors here real quickly. County Commissioner of District 3, Mark Nelson, sponsors our pregame show on Friday nights. Bama Stuff sponsors our broadcast booth. The Keys to Victory are brought to you by Bama Express. Smoothie King sponsors the instant replays. Hillcrest Tennis brings you the college football preview. Stephen Fike's All-State First Downs and halftime show. Dr. Brandy Patterson of Brookwood Women's Health Center brings you the extra points and field goals. Centel Home Design sponsors the Red Zone. Tidwell Paint and Body, the Timeouts. Alabama Credit Union, the Coin Toss. Award Company of America, the Players of the Game, which we will be awarding here in just a couple of minutes. RSV Designs brings you the scoreboard updates. Tiger Rock sponsors the kickoffs. And Mission Express Car Wash brings you the game statistics. A lot of great sponsors, Coach.
Yes, it is.
And also, I want to remind everybody, since you're sitting here, talk about this. We filmed the Hillcrest Football Review yesterday morning, and it is available on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network YouTube channel. Check that out as well. All of Coach Mitchell's insight as we watch every play of the game and discuss everything that happened. Not the entire game with, all the timeouts and the huddles and in-between stuff. Just play after play after play after play. We get to it, and Coach Mitchell tells you what's going on. All right, speaking of Coach Mitchell, welcome to the microphone, and congratulations, 1-0, and what a huge win over the Wildcats.
It was. Couldn't come against a better group, right? And, big ball game for us, our school community. We've talked about that, and just, great opportunity to get out there and see what kind of product you've got. You see where your areas of concern are, your areas of strength, and I thought a lot of things went really well for us, but certainly still some room to grow.
All right, well, let's talk about those pros and cons. First of all, let's start with the optimistic side. Give us the pros that you saw specifically.
Well, I think it has to start with our defense and kicking game. Our defense was absolutely lethal and maybe as physical of a ball game as I've seen us play.
Yeah.
Possibly since I've been here. I mean, it was just unbelievably physical. Our kicking game was just electric, and I knew going in we were going to be really good in the kicking game, but like I say, just till you get under the lights, you just don't know. But, I think that will continue to be a real strength of ours. And, you play good defense, you're good in the kicking game, you can win a lot of ball games. So
that's how they say you win championships, right?
Exactly right. Yep.
All right, well, what about the cons? What did you see that you needed to work on? I think I know what one of the answers is.
It's very obvious, the penalties, right. And just way too many penalties for us. And, I talk to our kids all the time. It's not the post-snap penalties that get me. Those are going to happen. You get an effort holding call or an effort blocking the back, and, that's part of the game. But when you hurt yourself before the ball's ever snapped, those are the unforgivables. And, we had way too many of those. And we're going to work extremely hard to get them cleaned up. And you mentioned on the radio show, there's a lot of emotion out there. A lot of kids super excited, first ball game. And some of that plays into it, but still no excuse in pre-snap penalties.
Now, you talked about the emotion. And, of course, County High, the natural rival, has been for years and years and years. And usually a lot of crazy shenanigans happen around that game. And The kids are like over the top excited. How do you think they handled that this year? It was kind of strange having it the first week of the season.
Yeah, it was kind of quiet for the first time.
Maybe that's the way to go about it, right?
Yeah. We didn't have anything that that I'm aware of that was a real negative, and I feel like we had a solid week of preparation, and we got to play in front of a great crowd, and it's a great rival game, and right now County High is really struggling, and they're in a really rough stretch, and I got a lot of respect for those kids at County High that are staying on that football team, man. You feel for those guys, and at the same time, man, you got to respect them for going through what they're going through.
For sure. That's my old alma mater. Of course, I'm a Patriot now,
That's
but
right.
it's still. I got to be truthful with you. It hurts me a little bit to see them struggling like that. I'd like to see them do better. Of course, I want Hillcrest to win.
Absolutely.
But I want to see County High do a little bit better as an alum of Tuscaloosa County High School. Okay, well, it was obviously a great game, dominant game, a lot of positives. What do you think you can take from that game, and how do you think it affects this upcoming game against Hewitt-Trussville, former 7A school, still one of the biggest schools in the state, and one of the top-ranked programs in the largest classification, which is now 6A?
Unfortunately, I don't know that we're going to take a lot out of that. Basically, our offensive starters played 19 snaps.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
Yep, very, very. You go back and look at our drives, and there was two-play drives, a one-play drive, a four-play drive, a three-play drive. And, we just were not on the field very often. And you get
Sometimes you can be too good, right?
Yeah. And defensively, just playing that style of offense will be the last time we see that all year.
Yeah.
And, just not having to defend a little bit more of what we're going to see, from here on out. Just a lot of unanswered questions still there for us, in every facet of the game, and we'll have those answers after Friday, I can assure you.
All right, well, let's talk about Hewitt-Trussville. The past 2 years you've been in the region with them, and we have 2 losses to the Huskies. As we mentioned, big school, great program, but in my mind, just what I saw on the field, it feels like we're a little bit more prepared for them this year.
I hope so. I mean, we're extremely talented, and we've had, if you go back and look the last 2 years, 2 very hotly contested games with them, and they scored twice in both years late in the game that made it look a little bit, but both of those games were very close. Our first time we played them, we were tied at half, missed a field goal on the last play of half to go to take the lead, and we just couldn't get it going in the second half. And then last year, they were unbelievable on defense. I think it was 17-0 with a minute to go, and they scored that last one. So it's been 2 very contested games. And, my hope and prayer that we'll be as competitive and find a way this year to get that first win against them. They are a quality team, exceptionally well coached, and, they've got it clicking and going in 56 points against an incredible Auburn defense, too. So.
Yeah, and Auburn was going into the season ranked number 3 in 6A.
That's right.
And Hewitt just blew them out of the water.
They sure did.
It's kind of scary going in.
It is very scary, you look at what happened, and, the quarterback, I think, set all kinds of records in rushing and throwing, and, over 500 yards of total offense against an Auburn team that's really, really talented.
And talk about that quarterback. You were telling me about him yesterday. He's kind of a Doug Flutie-esque kind of guy, isn't he?
Coach Floyd, actually I knew him from Arkansas. He was at Shiloh Christian and up in Arkansas, and when he left Arkansas before I did, but I knew him then, and, so we've known each other for a while. He's actually got 3 boys. The oldest was a quarterback the first year we played him. His middle son graduated last year, was an inside backer, and this is the last of his boys. And his son's a quarterback and just a sophomore, and absolutely a handful is an understatement. He does it all for him, and it's running, throwing, managing the game, just a very talented player.
Okay. Well, what else about the team? We talked about the quarterback. We talked about the overall strength of this team, how they're great. But what specifically are you looking at and feeling like it's going to be a big challenge for you?
You know, they lost some. I think they had 4 offensive linemen that they lost last year for the year, which is just unheard of. And all of those kids are back. So, you know, they've got they're a young football team, but, you know, a lot of those guys, they were really high on last year. Injuries just really rattled them. You know, they had a kid sign at Kentucky last year, one at Virginia last year. They had some big-time talent, you know, and thank goodness some of those pieces are gone. But there's just not a real weakness in them. They'll challenge us in the kicking game. I mean, they're a typical 7A football team that we're very, very familiar with. And, you know, I mean, it's just you play those level teams and there's not a hole. There's not a, you know, we take pride in finding, you know, just anything.
Weaknesses and
yes,
trying to, yeah.
And there's just not. You got to go beat those teams. And, you know, that's hard to do. You got to play 48 minutes of really good football.
It's one of those games where you have to just kind of be who you are and depend on your strengths, right?
You sure do.
Let me ask you real quick about this. The 5A poll, Alabama Sports Writers Association poll in the preseason had you ranked 15th.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a little bit disrespectful.
Yeah.
How do your kids feel about that? How do you feel about that?
Same way.
And does it motivate you?
Yeah. There was 2 other polls that we were ranked, I think, 4th and 5th in, which I think are much more realistic. I'm not sure whether 15th ranking comes into play with that poll. You know, I mean, you got 2 that I think are very, very close to being right. You know, and we do talk about that, you know, and I mean, we fight our rear end off for respect and, you know, feel like we've earned the right to be listed at the top in any poll, you know. So certainly bulletin board stuff that goes on our TVs and it's mentioned, I can assure you.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Well, any message you have for your players or the Hillcrest Nation?
I hope we'll take a great crowd. I thought we had a great crowd that went to County High the other night. And, you know, I know it's an hour and a half over to Hewitt, but it is a premium stadium. If you want to see a great environment and a great high school football setting, come over there Friday night, get behind the Pats, and, you know, we're going to give it everything we got.
What a great location to take a victory, huh?
Yes.
That'd be a nice one.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Coach. We
Absolutely.
appreciate having you as always, and we're going to get your 3 MVPs up here in just a few minutes. All right.
Thanks.
All right. That's Coach Jamie Mitchell joining us here on the Hillcrest Huddle. We are going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to bring our players of the game here to the table. Of course, we have quarterback Jordan Chambly, who is the offensive player of the game, linebacker Dylan Banks for the defense, and special teams MVP Gunnar Webb. We'll be coming back with them right after this. Keep it here. This is the Hillcrest Huddle on Tide 100.9 FM. All right, welcome back to the Hillcrest Huddle live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill, simply the best sports restaurant around, voted #1 in the state of Alabama for sports restaurants. And if you come by here, you can certainly see why. And the Patriot Nation has come out in full force, as you might hear in the background. And we'd love to have you come join us on Tuesday nights. But I will tell you, because it's hard to find a seat in here. All right, joining me at the table now are our 3 Award Company of America Players of the Game. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the beautiful plaques that they have won for their accomplishments. To my right, I have the linebacker Dylan Banks. To my left, quarterback Jordan Shambly. And 2 seats down from me, this is really unusual if you don't know this already. We have Gunnar Webb, who is our punter, but he's also our punt returner. Crazy. Honestly, Gunnar, in all the years I've been watching football, and that's a long time, I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, I don't know of any other player at any level that I've seen that punts the ball and returns punts. So let me start with you, since we got that going here. Gunnar, tell me, what is it like to be in that position, to be the punter and the punt returner?
Well, it's kind of 2 different roles, you know. Punter, been doing it for a while. I got thrown at punt returner the beginning of this year solely because I play baseball. You can catch a fly ball, you can catch a punt.
Yeah, but you do a little bit more than catching it.
Yeah, that's the goal.
I mean, you had that. How long was the one? There was one that was called back, a touchdown that was called back because of a penalty. How long was that? Like about 55?
Yeah, 50-ish yards, somewhere around there.
Okay. And you had another one that was returned for about 30, something like that. Was that the only 2?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, but that's why you were our player of the game on special teams, because you contributed in 2 different ways. Now, you're going to have to let some of these other guys have the spotlight in special teams every once in a while, or you're going to be sitting at this table every week. Which is your favorite? Do you like punting, or do you like punt returning?
I would definitely say punt returning, because, you know, there's that chance, the opportunity that you have to score, get in the end zone.
Right.
So, you know, that's a special thing to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you prepare for Hewitt-Trussville coming up this week, how do you prepare for their special teams unit as a punter and as a punt returner?
Well, for punt return, first I look at their size to know whether if I'm gonna run the ball or I'm gonna fair catch it. You know, but for punt, you know, we look at their alignment, how many people they send, how aggressive they are if they take the play off just because it's special teams play. Because, you know, that's what we take pride in. We don't take plays off during special teams. So, you know, if they're lacking, we'll catch them slipping a few times, and then that's pretty much it.
Gotcha. Do you have different strategies for how you punt the ball? Obviously, when you're close in, you want to like kick the knuckleball, you know, make it bounce back and down it inside. But like in the middle of the field, do you look at who they've got returning and whether you want to kick it to the right or the left or that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's a big thing. If they run 2 returners back like we do, most of the time we're going to pick the less dangerous returner. But if they just got one and he's a pretty dangerous returner, most of the time we'll try to, if he's on the left side of the field, left hash, we'll try to kick it on the right hash and let it go out of bounds. So he doesn't have a chance.
Well, it sure was fun watching you do both those jobs the other night, Gunnar. Look forward to it for the rest of the season. All right, now I'm going to turn to you, Jordan. Jordan Shambly, our quarterback. And Jordan, Coach Mitchell was saying that y'all only played 19 plays the other day.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is.
How did that feel?
I mean, at the same time, I feel good because I feel seeing my little guys in there like Zai and Dylan get some more reps, varsity reps. So I feel good, but I want to be out there a little longer. But, you know, hey.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you think you did well? Not just you, but the offense overall.
I think I threw the ball where it's supposed to go. Like, I feel like I grew a lot from last year. Like, throwing, like, not taking big shots. Like, first and 10, okay, take completion. You don't got to go deep.
Right.
And I feel like I've grown so much as that and watching film more now I know what I'm actually looking at. I feel like I'd grow way more since last year.
You know, that's interesting because that was going to be my next question for you. How do you feel you've grown the most from last season to this season?
I say watching film, knowing who to spin down safety and who's not to spin down safety, that's the biggest part. Like, you got to, like, when I look at it now, I used to look at the linebackers and stuff, but they don't really tell me that. Then I look at the safeties and stuff, see what covers. The safety's going to tell you everything. If the one down, one up, more like it's cover 3. It's both 2 back, more like it's man or cover 2. So I feel like that really helped me a lot.
But they can disguise it sometimes.
Yeah, they disguise it sometimes.
All right. When you look at the offensive unit as a whole, what do you see as the offensive strengths for this year?
I feel like this year, I mean, everybody can make a play. Like, for everybody fast. They got their ways to make a play. Like AJ, you get AJ the ball. He's not the fastest, but he still can make a play. Like, I feel like our strength is just being us. Like, going out there, do our thing. Don't try to overthink it. Just go out there and do your thing, and you see what happened Friday. So
yeah, that was the craziest thing to me the other night, is because all season long, all off season long, I've been wondering who's going to take over for Caden Smith. He was such a dominant star of the team last year. Who at receiver is going to take over him? And you got a whole stable of receivers doing that, don't you?
Yes, sir. I feel like everybody have a role. I don't think nobody has just like a receiving one role. I feel like everybody got the same role. Like, I could throw it to CJ Kimball. I could throw it to Trent Curley. I could throw it to Jacoby. I could throw it to Chris, PJ Prince. Like, I feel like everybody can catch the ball. So I really don't got no receiver one.
You got confidence. I
got confidence in all my receivers.
That's got to be a good feeling. Well, tell me about Hewitt Trustful and their defense. You've been watching a lot of film. What do you know about them?
I feel like their defense a little. Last year, they got me last year. Last year, they defense it's weird. It's kind of like Vestavia. Like, it's a little weird. They send blitzes they send blitzes almost everywhere. But usually, I mean, I can't tell them what defense they be in. But usually, me and Coach got to sit down and watch film, and we pretty sure we got our head what they be doing.
Okay, that sounds great. Looking forward to seeing that. All right, I'm going to switch away from the field right now, and I want to talk to you about your commitment to UAB. Congratulations on that, by the way. Looking forward to seeing you play at the next level. Tell us about your recruitment to UAB and what made you make that decision.
So basically, in January, they came to see me throw. It was a little private session. Then he said he gonna be in contact with me. And he texted me before he went to the 707. He was like, hey man, I'm gonna have people recording you out there, right? So we end up winning the 707.
Yeah.
And that was a huge thing to us, because I feel like Mississippi State was a little down because we lost it. And I feel like UAB went out there and just dominated everybody, beat everybody by 20 or something like that. So I feel like we out there did our thing. And he was just talking to me. He was like, he'll give me a call the next day. So he'd give me the car. He gonna offer me and stuff like that. Then he had asked, do I want to be on official visit that weekend? So I went that weekend. I met the coaches and stuff. I mean, I fell in love with them. Like, they all treat me like home. It's close to home. Like, I just felt like that was the place I needed to be.
You just knew it.
Yeah, I just knew it. So after, I think I went back to my hotel. And I just talked to my family and stuff. And I just told her, I was just like, I felt like this is the best place for me.
You just didn't want to mess with anybody else. You're like, I know it. This is it. All right, that's good. That kind of just gets it out of the way. You don't have to worry about it through the season. You're already taken care of. Well, congratulations on that. Looking forward to you playing next year at UAB, and congratulations on the big win this past Friday night against County High. Now I'm going to move to my right, and we're going to talk to the linebacker, Dylan Banks. Dylan, before I get into questions with you, I got to tell you the thing that impressed me the most the other night was your motor. Man, you are intense. You get fired up. Do you feel like that's something that really gets you going in a game?
Yes, sir. It made me play better. Like, me fired up made me. I got confidence in myself. It made me play so much better than what I usually play.
You look like you're having a ball out there. There's no doubt about it, and I love watching that. Hey, what do you think the defense did really well this past Friday?
We played as a team. Everybody did their job. We're gonna succeed. I trust my defense. I trust everybody on my defense. We do our job. We're gonna win every game.
How do you feel about your own individual performance from this past Friday?
I did good. It's a lot to work on. There's a lot of work on for this week coming up here with Trustville. They run a lot of different plays, a lot of different concepts. So it's just everything is like you're gonna have to find a way to get better every day.
You watching a lot of film on them?
Yes, sir.
And what have you noticed about them?
The tight end brings you to play every day. Every play. So we've been locked in on the tight end. They got a few key players, but the main one is their quarterback. They're 5'7", but he can get a little crafty too. So
Sometimes hard to find back there, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What would you say that your personal strengths are as a linebacker?
I'm strong. I got a lot of football IQ. So I watch film a lot, so I'm going to know what you're going to do.
Okay.
I do my job. I'm well coached, so put me against somebody else, I'm going to dominate.
And your motor, too. Don't
Yes,
forget
sir.
that.
Yes, sir.
All right, so football runs in your family, right?
Yes, sir.
Your brother TJ, he's, of course, playing at the D1 level. Is there any pressure that goes along that or any motivation because of what he accomplished at Hillcrest and what he's doing now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I want to be better than my brother. Even though he was a good player, I want to be way better than my brother.
Okay, so it does provide you some motivation, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Does he help you out? Y'all talk or?
Yes, sir. We talk every day. It's like another coach. Like, he tells me what I need to work on, tell me what I need to do, and I do it.
What's his status right now coming into this season?
He's starting.
He is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's awesome. Can't wait to watch him on Saturdays. That's great. All right. So, Dylan, congratulations once again on the big win.
Yes, sir.
Great game,
Thank you.
all three of you guys. Fantastic game. Can't wait to see you this Friday night to see, a real test.
Yes, sir.
Right? To see what you're really made of. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, once again, our 3 Award Company of America players of the game. We have Gunnar Webb, the punter/punt returner. They should call you Slash. Do you remember the player Slash? What was his name? NFL player. We talk about him on the air. But anyway, he played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they called him Slash because he played quarterback/running back/wide receiver. They would move him around. You're punter/punt returner. So y'all need to start calling him Slash Webb, right? You like that? Slash Webb?
Slash. I can get on that.
Slash Will.
All right. And we got Jordan Shambly, our offensive player of the week this week. And, of course, Dylan Banks over here to my right, the defensive player of the week. Congratulations, guys.
Yes,
we'll see you Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're going to take a break here. And when we return, we're going to turn the spotlight on the defensive line, the big boys in the trenches. Coach Rodney Davidson and his boys will join us here in just a few minutes. Keep it here. This is the Hillcrest Huddle on Tide 100.9 FM. All right, we are back at the Hillcrest Huddle. Brent Jones here with you, broadcasting live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill, only the best sports restaurant, not only in Tuscaloosa, but in the state of Alabama, and probably the best in the world.
Yes.
Listen, you can't beat those wings. Listen, I've been eating these wings since the 80s, man.
Oh, man, they're good. They're delicious.
They are so good. Well, we've got our D-line here at the table with us. We've got Jaden Peterson here to my right. We got Coach Rodney Davidson. And we have the Alabama commit, Jeremiah Beverly, right over here. But before we get to you guys, I want to remind our listeners and viewers that they can watch every Friday night on the Hillcrest Football Live on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network. You can watch us live, watch every game. If you can't make it, like for example to Trussville this coming Friday night, we got you covered. You can watch it live. Even if you do go, you can watch the legendary win over this big Hewitt-Trussville program the next day or the next week, as many times as you want to. Just go to YouTube Live and check us out. We're also on the NFHS network. Just search for Hillcrest Tuscaloosa. Now, that's an $11.95 per month service, but there are a lot of bonuses to that. Not only can you see the Hillcrest football games on NFHS network, you can see Hillcrest soccer. You can see Hillcrest basketball. You can see Hillcrest JV games. You can see anything, and you can see high schools all across the nation. Say you have a nephew who's playing in Wyoming. You can find his school and watch him play on Friday nights. It's great. Think about subscribing $11.95 a month, at least through the football season, or I don't know, for the year. I don't know. So anyway, let's get to these guys here at the table. Coach Rodney, I want to check with you first. It seems like every year that you have been at Hillcrest, you have just had a wealth of riches at your position group, and it seems like you got it again.
Yes, I do a great job. Not to toot my horn, I try my best to do a great job of developing kids over time. So it's one of those deals you got to have the next up every year, and so we do a good job of that. And I'm very blessed also to have some kids with some great athletic ability. So
you were talking about developing over time. Are you just talking about once they get to Hillcrest, or how do you deal with them like when they're at the middle school level?
One thing I do is once we get those guys in around by the coming in, I try to work with them just as hard as I work with my varsity guys, and getting them keyed in on the fundamentals and stuff like that. And I'm very fundamental sound as far as I do things. So then when they get that opportunity, they're ready to go and got the best opportunity they can to play for us. Sounds
great. And you're obviously doing a good job of developing those guys. Speaking of developing those guys, tell me about the two guys you got here at the table.
Well, I would start off with Jaden McKinney. Jaden, great kid, played very hard. He's been in one of those situations where he's been working very hard to get his shot, and once he got it, especially this year, he has really showcased a lot of things. But he has great speed, great knowledge of football, and so he does a great job for us as far as playing defensive end. And over here on the other side too, Jeremiah Beverly, of course, we didn't heard a lot about him over the past year, but a specimen, a athlete. Got the size, but also got the speed, and that's very rare to have that. You can only get that. You hope to get that every couple of years, but since he got here, he's been soaking in knowledge and playing hard, and he's got an opportunity to shine, and he has been doing it.
And it's been great watching him grow and develop through the years. I mean, the first time he stepped foot on the field for Hillcrest, I mean, he was great, but I mean, each year he just keeps getting exponentially better.
Yeah, the great part about it is having great kids. They want to learn, they want to soak in the information that we give them, and at the same time, like these kids, I keep them with me 24/7, so they can't do that but soak in a lot. But they just been an open door as far as learning, and so like that's one of the key things is you're willing to learn and get better and try hard, and then it pays off at the end of the day.
Right. Okay, Rodney, let's look ahead to this coming Friday night because y'all have quite a challenge ahead of you. Tell me about this team you're going to be facing and what your plans are.
Oh, yeah. Hewitt-Trussville has always been a great team. To me, I think they're very high power offensively, great quarterback. They got some key pieces. pretty good sized offensive line, and I think they move very well. So they are a challenge for us, and a challenge that we love. You know, we always looking for the best, and they are one of the best in the state. So I think we're gonna have an opportunity to showcase what we are, and at the same time, kind of find out where we are as a team.
All right, thanks a lot. And guys, I'm going to move to y'all now, Jaden and Jeremiah. And Jaden, I want to start with you. Tell the audience out there what it's like to play on the defensive line. Somebody who might not play football. What's your position like, and what's it like out there?
You got to be aggressive. If you're not, it's going to be bad. You got to really stay low and fight. It's going to be a war every play. You don't get no plays off. You know, your body go hurt, but you just got to keep going through it.
What do you see as the defensive line's key job on the defense?
Read the offensive guard and stay in your gap. Just play your role. Don't try to chase nothing, not yours or nothing.
So it's kind of like one of those things where you just kind of sacrifice yourself, right? You sacrifice yourself so the linebackers can make the tackles. Is that right?
Every play.
Is that right, Coach? That's when you're doing your job, right?
Yeah, you know, we sound football. You know, you play your part. You know, I always tell them all the time that you'll get to run into some tackles, but you know, controlling the line of scrimmage is our job. You know, linebackers' job is to make tackles, and our job is to win the battle up front.
Gotcha. What's the single hardest part about playing defensive line? Hold your microphone up a little bit closer to your mic.
Probably the conditioning with Coach McKinney.
Is that right?
Yeah, man.
What's it make y'all do?
Everything. Whatever you can think of.
But now let me ask you this. I bet that when you're out there on Friday night and things are getting rough, you're thinking, man, I'm glad he put me through that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I bet you are.
Sir.
Okay, Jeremiah, I want to move on to you. Speaking of Coach McKinney, you've been with him for a while. What are some of the main lessons that you've learned from him through the years?
The main lessons I learned from Coach McKinney through the years has to be your mentality. Coach McKinney has coached guys that weren't the biggest. You know, we had some strong guys, but everybody had their flaw. But Coach McKinney always known, doesn't matter what technique you use, as long as you're physically dominant and you have that mentality of, hey, I'm finna beat this man in front of you, it's nothing that can beat that.
So how do you like playing on the edge?
I enjoy playing on the edge. I feel like that's one of my callings as a football player, so I really enjoyed it. Coach McKinney makes me enjoy it even more.
All right. Well, let's talk about your recruitment to Alabama. Tell us the story from the time that they started talking to you to the time you decided to sign on that line.
So basically with my recruitment with Alabama, I've been going there since I was little. When they had the Nick Saban football camps, Coach Saban had the camps and stuff like that. So just them knowing me when I was younger, and it really started picking up my sophomore year because I started developing. And Coach Robertson told me the things that he wanted to see out of me, the expectations that he wanted to see out of me. And I just went with that, with the same thing as my coaches, what they wanted to see out of me, and came in there, worked my tail off. So I went back up there, showed them what I had going on, and dominated the camp, and they were surprised with what they seen, and they pulled the trigger on me.
Man, I can't wait to see you in Crimson. That's going to be awesome. Hey, but look, I'm going to enjoy the time you got here in this Patriot red and blue. How about that? Yeah.
No doubt. It's Hillcrest
first
right
things first, right? First things first. All right, Jaden, I want to come back to you. I want you to tell me in your film study of Hewitt-Trussville what you see and what your plans are.
They're very high, so we stay low, we win, control the line of scrimmage, stay in our gap, don't overrun the quarterback. The quarterback, he's a good athlete, so don't overrun him, keep him in the pocket, and we should be good.
All right, sounds great. Listen, guys, I love watching y'all play. Congratulations on yet another fantastic group. Coach McKinney, looking forward to watching y'all play Friday night against Hewitt-Trussville. All right, that's our defensive line, our spotlight position for this week for the Hillcrest Huddle. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to switch from that brown oval ball to the orange round one, and we're going to talk to the girls basketball team. Their head coach, Jessica McBrayer, and a couple of her players will join us here in just a few minutes. Keep it here. This is the Hillcrest Huddle on Tide 100.9 FM.
this is what they're.
All right, welcome back to the Hillcrest Huddle. Brent Jones here with you live from Baumhauer's Sports Victory Grill, the best sports restaurant, voted the #1 sports restaurant in the state of Alabama. And if you've eaten here, you know that that's the truth. We have a new group here at the table for us right now. We're going to stop talking about football for just a minute, and we're going to focus on basketball. We've got a couple of members of the girls' basketball team here, along with their coach, Jessica McBrayer. To my right, we have Jacayla White, and down on the end of the table, we have JJ Davis-Hines. Welcome to the show, girls.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach McBrayer, I want to start with you, or I guess I should call you J-Mac.
Yeah, let's
right?
do that. Let's do that.
Coach McBrayer sounds too formal, doesn't it?
And we're definitely not formal here in our basketball program.
Right. Well, that's what's so much fun about it. And, you know, last year was your first year at Hillcrest.
Yeah.
So you're still new to a lot of people. Why don't you tell people who are out there just a brief version of how you ended up being a Patriot?
Sure. I started in college. I was a JUCO head coach for about 6 years and made the decision to step to high school to get a little bit more family time. Mm-hmm. So I made the move to Coleman High School, which was our local high school. Mm-hmm. And then last year, Brad Armstrong gave me a call, asked me was I interested in Hillcrest, and I've known a lot about Hillcrest from recruiting over the years, and I was like,
And already a well-established program before you came. Yeah.
I was like, I'm absolutely interested. So I came down here and talked one day and knew this is where I was going to be.
That's great. You know, it's interesting that you say that about Hillcrest, but Hillcrest is so well-rounded, not just with sports, but with the arts and academics and everything. As a matter of fact, I was teaching the high school theater for 11 years at Bryant High School. We had a great program, but Hillcrest came after me, wanted me to, when their theater teacher left, because I had been successful at Bryant. And through the years of doing local community theater, I knew a lot of people who came from Hillcrest and were successful, had moved on to the next level and stuff. And I was like, there's something in the water over there with that theater program. And so I came there. But anyway, this is not about me. This is not about Hillcrest
But
theater.
this is about Hillcrest is everything.
Okay,
and we love that.
You're right. But this is about y'all. Let's talk about year one.
Sure.
Not too bad for a first year. Give us a quick reflection on it.
Not too bad. We kind of had a young team as far as experience from the previous year. So it was, I wouldn't say a rebuilding year, but it was a year of having to gain some experience. And we played probably the toughest schedule in the state. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Our schedule was insane. So we kind of took our hits early, but we ended up winning our area tournament. We got to an Elite Eight, and we fell a little short there. But overall, it was an incredible season. All three of our seniors got scholarships. Yeah. Went on to the next level. So as far as year one, I don't think we could have asked for a better year.
Absolutely. I know it's got to be a good feeling. And you know, I mean, I don't want to jinx anything. You know, Armstrong and Pirano are always telling me I'm
very
jinxing
nervous about
things.
that.
But you got a good thing going for this coming year, don't you?
Absolutely. We are excited. We do have experience back this year, and so we're pretty pumped. And, I mean, as far as the roadmap to get to where we want to go, you know, making the change to 5A this year and everything kind of being reclassified, our roadmap looks pretty good. So we have very high expectations for this season.
Okay. Well, speaking of your expectations, I want to talk to your girls here now. And Jacayla, I want to start with you. What do you see as the main identity and strength of your team?
The main identity, I would see like communication with us. We really get along. We really bond together well. Like we treat each other like sisters, and we motivate each other as much as we can. So I
love hearing that. Can you talk about the culture of the program since Coach J-Mac came in?
I feel like J-Mac really impacted us and the culture. She came in and motivated all of us and said, hey, this is what we're going to do. And she really gave a positive impact to the culture.
She's just a bundle of energy, isn't she? And it's really it's kind of contagious, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to move on to you, JJ. Tell me about JJ on the basketball court. What is JJ's strength? Pull your microphone up a little bit closer to you. There you go.
My strength is like defense, mainly my defense and my personality and what I can bring to the team.
Okay. And what's your take on the culture at Hillcrest girls basketball?
I feel like we compete very well, have a lot of energy, and that's it basically.
Okay, so Elite Eight last year. This coming year, what's it going to take it to that next level?
We got to tell people win, first, and then we just gotta keep going. Take no little steps. Don't slow down. Just keep going.
What's the best part, Jacayla, about being a part of Hillcrest basketball?
The best part, I can say, just the environment. Like people that love it, love the game. That's the best part. Us loving the game is just the best thing.
Okay. I can just sense it right here at the table that these girls really care about each other.
They do.
And thanks to the culture that you've established for Hillcrest basketball. You're moving out of the old 7A, and now you're in the new 5A. Tell us about your region and how tough it's going to be this year.
I mean, we're excited because last year our area, we had to travel so much, and it was with teams that we really weren't rivals with. But this year we're in Tuscaloosa. We get Northridge, we get Central, we get Paul Bryant. So we're excited because we know the games are going to be a lot of fun this year. The gyms are going to be packed. It's going to have a more emotional feel to it. Yeah. So we feel like we should win our area, but that's the expectation all the time, right? Like, we
absolutely. If you don't think you're going to win, why are you even out there?
We know it will be tough, and we already know who our possible sub-regional matchups could be. We feel good about those. What I know is if our girls do what they're supposed to do, we should win our area and our sub-regional, and we have a great shot at winning our regional and being at that Final Four. And our girls already in week 1 have already proven what a year can do. We're moving fast. We're already kind of getting where we want to go. And so sky's really the limit for the girls. We're excited for the new matchups.
So y'all just started this week?
We started our preseason this week.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
What do you do in the preseason?
We do a little bit of running. What would y'all say? A little bit of running?
Just a little bit.
Was that sarcasm?
A little bit, maybe. We do skill work and a lot of running. We try to stay in the weight room as much as possible and kind of work on what she said. Our kind of motto this year is tough people win. And tough people means physically, on the floor, mentally. So our preseason is based on how can we get tougher together, so that when we hit these little bumps in the road, tough people are going to win.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Kind of our thing.
It's kind of like that hard hat mentality that
absolutely,
that Coach Oates has at Bama, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, can you tell us some specifics about your team, like what kind of offense you're going to run, what your defense is going to be like, what you expect from your specific players?
I know I'm excited about the shot clock. So the shot clock comes in play. We already like to play fast, but now that kind of forces everyone to play a little fast.
Yeah. What is it? 40 seconds?
35 seconds.
35. Okay.
Yeah. So we will play a high-paced transition offense.
That's awesome.
We will play full-court defense, and we're trying to be disruptive. We want to play full-court man press. We want the game to be fast and fun. You know, basketball is only fun when it's played right, and it's supposed to be played in motion.
Yeah.
And just feeling the game.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the expectation for how we'll play this year.
So y'all are going to play full court the entire game.
Oh yes, that's why preseason looks like a lot of running this year.
Okay. And it's like I was telling Jaden McKinney a little while ago. He was talking about how much Coach McKinney runs them. I said in those fourth quarters, when it's getting tough, you're like, thank you for running me so much, because now I feel kind of like I can handle this, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's kind of the goal for us. So.
Okay, tell us some individuals who are going to be the leaders of your team.
Well, we got 4 great seniors. We got JJ and Jacayla, Talia Wells, and Sky Latham. Sky will be running our point for us this year. She kind of developed into it last year and has kind of leaned into it a lot more. We have a junior, Lexi Klein, who's really had a great summer. She's got a big personality.
Oh, I know Lexi.
And it shows up on the floor and at practice, which creates a fun culture for us. But between JK and JJ, I think we can get any board we want to in the ball game. We got some great shooters in Brantley McBrayer and Haley Meeks. And we got
that Brantley McBrayer girl, don't you?
She's okay. But we got 2 great shooters in them, and then we have 3 freshmen who have really come in and put in some work. Okay. So we got a lot of individual talent. And I don't think anyone on our team does as good as someone else in something else. So we have a lot of great
Spread the
parts.
Wealth,
Yes, we have a lot of great parts that I think once we're really clicking, we will be hard to beat.
You got a lot of J's too. JK, JJ, J-Mac.
Everybody's
a J. I'm Mr. J, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's something good about that. I'm not going to lie.
Hey, girls, any last message you want to tell to the Patriot Nation about Hillcrest girls basketball?
We win state this year.
All right.
We're winning state, and we're working hard every day to get to that point.
I love it.
I love that.
I love it so much. Well, I got to wrap things up here. Thanks so much for joining us, girls, and thank you to joining us here at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Grill for the Hillcrest Huddle. Friday night, be sure to join us live from Trussville, Alabama, as the Patriot football team takes on the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies. Check out the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network either that night if you can't go to the game, or later on if you want to watch back and see how the game went. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back next Tuesday night right here for the Hillcrest Huddle on Tide 100.9. Good night and
go Pats.
Go Pats. There you go.